How's it going, guys, and welcome back to BL3's Forgotten, the series where I take a look at unused and not often talked about pieces of gear to determine whether or not they deserve to be remembered within the modern meta of the game or should be left behind and forgotten. And today we are taking a look at the Troubleshooter. If you're looking to farm the Troubleshooter for yourself, you're going to want to open your inventory and navigate over to your vault cards, where with enough keys you can grab one from the Welcome to Pandora Vault Card. The Troubleshooter is a legendary Hyperion SMG, unable to roll in any elements, though not really, and costing 2 ammo per shot. The Troubleshooter fires out orbs, dealing random elemental damage, though that's only when firing not towards an enemy, as when you're hitting an enemy it will adapt that element to be the most effective against that enemy. This includes enemies with resistances, as for example a fire heavyweight. While fire would be effective against its health bar, it is instead resistant, so the Troubleshooter deals radiation damage instead. These orbs will also ricochet off surfaces. Now, what is very important to note with the Troubleshooter is that while it does cost 2 ammo per shot, it can roll with the overclocked variant, bringing that shot cost down to 1, which is definitely fucking massive, and I would just recommend not even using a Troubleshooter unless it has that overclocked prefix. The Troubleshooter also has a final, somewhat hidden effect, as it does actually have a set projectile pattern when bonus projectiles are added. This pattern is just that the projectiles are always vertical. No matter how many you add, they are always in a straight vertical line from each other. Holy Troubleshooter, where to even begin with this thing? This is perhaps one of the most broken and just best weapons that I've covered in the entirety of this series, and usually the better weapons that I do cover have some popularity to them, but oh my god, I don't see anyone fucking talk about the Troubleshooter. Huge mag size, pretty damn high base damage for an SMG, pretty good fire rate, and automatic element matching. Yet despite all of that, aside from like the week when it released, it just has taken a backseat to the Chaosin, the Redistributor, the Crit, the Flipper, the Plasma Coil, pretty much any other meta SMG in conversations. Even though it is probably significantly easier to get yourself a Troubleshooter than, any non-Vault Card weapon. And I really don't know why, but this just seems to be a pattern with a lot of the Vault Card items. Because the Troubleshooter is genuinely busted. Which sure, this might be a reason that some people are turned away from it. It automatically swaps elements, which is a pretty core part of Borderlands, and does sort of remove a gameplay element. But keep in mind with that there's a lot of people that love the Plasma Coil, despite that thing being able to just completely run through the game on its own. Generally, in these games, very strong weapons equal very popular weapons. Hell, the entire basis of the series is to kind of go against that idea, to show that weapons that aren't the strongest necessarily still have a place and are still very usable. But all this is to say, I have no fucking idea why the Troubleshooter isn't popular. My best guess here is people just don't fully understand how important the overclocked variant is. Because while the Troubleshooter is still very good, even taking 2 ammo per shot, and honestly feels a little bit more fair, overclocked brings it from top tier to like rivaling some of the other best weapons in the game. Now with my ranting about how confusingly unpopular this weapon is, let's actually talk a little bit more about the weapon itself, which really there's not all that much to talk about. It is a very plug and play weapon. It works great across all the content in the game. It works great on every single Vault Hunter. Obviously with that fixed extra projectile pattern, it becomes very strong with extra projectiles, because with that fixed vertical pattern, you're pretty much guaranteed to land all of your projectiles onto your enemy. So obviously this does make it very good with Zane with playing dirty, Flak with Two-Fang, or just any build that can sustain an Infernal Wish. It is also very strong on Moze, as one of her biggest struggles is accessing other elements besides incendiary damage without having to just swap to a different weapon. Pretty much every other character can very easily utilize some sort of action skill and bonus element, but most can really only do that with some very specific builds. However, the Troubleshooter completely circumvents that and lets you just get every single element that you need with a single weapon. Overall, the biggest downside of the Troubleshooter is that it has these slower moving projectiles, which can definitely be annoying, especially with how much visual pollution these orbs can cause. But when that's the only drawback to again having high base damage, a massive mag size, and automatic element matching, it's kind of hard to be disappointed. Overall though, the Troubleshooter is simply an amazing weapon. It is definitely up there as one of the best SMGs in Borderlands 3, and probably just one of the best guns overall in this game. It is baffling to me how unpopular this is, aside from like the first week after it released, just because of how well it competes with other top tier weapons. Also along with just the ease of access of it. Not only just being very plug and play into pretty much any build that you're running, but also because it's a Vault Card weapon. They're pretty easy to farm. But that's gonna about do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all that. I'll be live right after this video goes up, right here on YouTube YouTube and also over on my Twitch channel, which there will be a link to down in the description below. And just below that is a link to my Discord server where you can come and join and hang out. But with that all being said, I hope to see you guys in the next one.